Well, all right. Welcome back to Thoughts in Stereo, episode 20. As usual, I'm Bijan Amir.
I'm Nick Henriquez.
Today we have... Look at them. They're already laughing. Introduce yourselves.
Me first?
You first.
Kyle Wildfern.
That's it. He just called Wildfern. And you are?
I'm Seagull, but my real name's Jordan.
Jordan what?
Jordan.
All right, just Jordan. Like Drake.
Fair enough.
Or Beyonce. Just Jordan.
Just Jordan.
We were talking before we started the podcast on whether or not you brush your teeth before you shower.
Yeah.
And what's the consensus?
Absolutely do.
You gotta brush before you shower.
You have to.
For sure.
Why? What about brushing before you showering is like a must?
I don't know, because I feel like it starts the process, because like if you're outside the shower, after the shower.
I feel like it's because you feel more fresh when you get out of the shower. Everything's done.
Because
for sure.
You're like wet and brushing. It's kind of sus.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's true.
What about when you brush your teeth in the shower?
I've never done that.
But I see people do that.
That's when you're allowed to be messy when you're brushing your teeth.
That's
I've heard of people doing that, and I've heard of people like pissing in the shower.
Yeah, I know people that piss in the shower.
That's it.
Like I personally could not do that.
You don't piss in the shower? You can't piss in the
I've done it.
I don't know,
once.
man.
I've done it once.
I thought about it. I'll never forget because like I forgot who told me when I was like mad young or mad younger. And someone told me that they pissed in the shower, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then I remember being in the shower, like,
"How does this work?"
Yo, should I don't know. Nah.
That's fair. Anyways, the reason that you're here today because you're both
pissing in the shower.
You're both songwriter artists from the city, and of Brampton. Well, yeah, but you're not gonna tell someone in Texas that you're from Brampton. They're gonna be like, "What?"
You'd be surprised.
Like, what state is that?
Facts.
But no, I'm a big fan of you guys. You work with a lot of people in the city. You guys have been working for quite some time.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I'm just thinking about last night, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking liar, bro. This guy hates us.
Okay, for context, last night Jordan and Kyle came in to the studio to do some songwriting, and I guess this is a good way to open up the episode, actually.
Because I still haven't heard the story.
Yeah, no, like literally they came in and literally we must have tried 4 or 5 different things and nothing was hitting.
3 or 4.
It was 3 or 4, right? Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4.
That makes it actually so much better.
Yeah,
because like you get to the 5th, you're like, these guys fucking
suck.
But hey,
no, but it was just one of those ones where it just wasn't. Yeah. We've had like how many sessions? 7 at least.
And everything hit.
Everything we get something at least 1 or 2 every time. Exactly. Yeah. But last night just wasn't one of those moments.
we talk about it on the podcast so much that like not every song's gonna be a good song. Yeah. Not every idea can work.
Definitely,
sometimes you gotta know to scrap something.
Yeah, because you'll get to a point where, going forward, like even when he was asking me last night, like, yo, like, because he was making beats and then like saying like whatever, we can just move on to something else, which is very impressive. But so yeah, he'd make it, whatever, not scrap it, but whatever, put it aside, start the next one, and then it just got to a point where it's like, yo, do you want to keep like going forward? I'm like, yo, I do, but I know going forward it's just gonna be forced. Yeah. So it's kind of like no point in continuing it.
Yeah.
If it's not gonna be like optimum,
natural. Yeah, because usually like when we walk in, like it just like hits immediately, But it was just one of those ones like last night just wasn't happening, and that happens, Yeah. Like even if you've had sessions with somebody 6 or 7 times and you make fire every single time, sometimes they just don't come through for you.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Ouch, you know what I mean?
So yeah, I'm so happy to announce that after last night we decided to quit music. This podcast is probably our last contribution
to the music industry.
To the industry.
No, but so you guys write. Would you say predominantly, like you as artistry and songwriters, is it hip hop mostly?
Yeah.
But like also pop.
Hip hop and pop, I would say.
What's the difference between writing hip hop and writing pop, in your opinion?
We were kind of talking about it in the car, like. Okay, I don't even know where I'm going with this. They're almost one and the same, just because like pop, like it's not really like
it's
not
all one now.
Exactly,
almost.
It's all one, and there's so many like elements of like hip hop and pop music now. Even though pop music is ever changing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, music is ever changing anyways. But I don't know. I feel like just because we both come from like a hip hop background, it's easy to write like the pop or trap stuff. Sorry, the hip hop or trap stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we do the pop stuff, it almost feels like it's like good like exercise
Yeah.
of like trying different things, and it makes you like really think of like simplicity. Like, how can you make something so simple that's still like effective?
Yeah.
And that's gonna catch people.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the difference. Honestly, like pop music is kind of harder to write than
Hip hop.
hip hop.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Yeah, for us, I think.
I think
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think in general too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably even making the beats too. Like, depending on the background that you come from, but
Yeah, I think making pop beats is. I mean, it's a whole different process.
Yeah.
In rap,
Yeah.
people like we were just talking about this. Like people will make like 10 beats in like 5 hours less.
Yeah, I remember when we were in LA a couple months ago, and Bijan was like, "Oh yeah, man, I finished off this trip with like 150 new beats." I was like, "Jesus fuck!" I wrote like 8 pop songs.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did in the same
For real.
amount of time. You know what I mean?
definitely.
It's just like it moves faster with the pop songs. Like when you guys do pop music, do you usually like to write it with the artist and the producer and make it all together like at one time?
I think that's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do. Because even like, I don't know, especially like now doing a lot of songwriting and like trying to make songs to pitch to people, it seems like the likelihood of actually landing the placement is when we're in the session with the artist themselves.
Yeah,
You know
'cause
what I
everyone's
mean?
more attached to the
Yeah,
song.
yeah, you're more attached and like, yeah, I feel like the artists themselves, like whether the artist is like a strong writer or not, they're gonna feel like they're more like you said, attached or in the process of making it. Which like, I mean, like if I was them, I would appreciate that more too. Like I was here from like scratch to actually.
I've definitely done that where like someone's pitched songs to me for like an artist I'm working with or whatever. And because I wasn't there for the writing of the song, I'm just hearing it for the first time. I'll kind of like skim through, listen to the chorus. If I'm like, chorus isn't hitting, then like whatever.
Yeah.
But there are songs where I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know if it worked, but I'm sure if I was in the room for that same song, I'd be like, this is fucking fire.
And it's always more gratifying, like when you get the finished product and everyone's in the room.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have it.
For
Feels
sure.
like it's an experience. Yeah.
And then you listen back 3 days later and realize maybe it's not that sick after all.
Now, honestly, most cases. Sorry to cut you.
No, go ahead.
Honestly, most cases that I'm fine, at least recently, okay, not yesterday, everything but yesterday or last night, whatever.
You're so hung up on it. It happened.
Bro, like legit. Nah, it's funny because like
What happened after you left yesterday?
when I was walking out the door, like I don't even think we played music in the car for a bit.
Yeah, for a bit, we're like,
You guys were
fuck,
just
this is
upset.
basking.
Yo,
it
like-
wasn't even a big deal. Like it happens.
It's really
but
not.
just
Like, it's so normal.
No, I think it's because we had like such a good year so far.
Bro, we were on, like, a-
every fucking day we had something. Can I swear on this?
Everything
Yeah.
All right, every freaking day.
I swear.
Every freaking day, like we had like something sick and whatever,
real.
like sessions, and like we're like, so every time a beat came and we passed on it, like let's try something new. Every time it came and passed on it, and Jordan's like, I just don't want to cap today. We had such a good year, and I texted him like,
Like in the session.
tap out.
Well, you texted him in the session?
Yeah, I'm literally sitting right beside him, like, cause yo, BJ's there just going crazy. Like he works extremely fast.
No,
yo, amazing producer. Like,
Yeah.
like genuinely, like all jokes aside, I know we joke around a lot, but yeah, we're just in the background, like. We're fucking horrible,
Like-
bro. Like,
Nah.
and then the other producer like came in, and stuff too. That's what was getting me more.
That was for the night?
No, that was my boy Matt.
Nah, yeah, For the Night was there earlier. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But I forgot his name, Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came in and he witnessed it all.
He witnessed it all, man.
It's our first time meeting him. It was like, frig.
Trust me. I told these guys like Jordan walked out yesterday like looking so sad.
That's what I was gonna bring up at the door.
Tell them to say what happened.
Yeah, so like when I Kyle and I are like leaving like the studio, and then whatever, Bijan walks us to the door, and like as like we're leaving, like I kind of like look back at him, and he's like, I hope you are like actually like sad about like what just happened. Like it's not that serious. I'm like, no. But yo, in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm fucking so.
No, but yo,
shit.
I'm like that too. Like everyone knows that sessions go
Yeah,
wrong and there
definitely.
are bad sessions, but like even when there is and you know that there's gonna be,
Yeah.
you still go home and you're like,
Honestly, bro, because it is inevitable, but it's like it's hard when you're coming off of like a high or like a win streak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, every session that we're at,
then you're hyping yourself up. You're
Yeah,
like, yo, I'm like
legit.
6 for 6 right now. Let's keep
Nah,
going.
straight up.
I
bro.
meant to do this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Stuff. So.
nah, and even like on the way, even on the way to the session, we're like,
Yeah.
we're like gassing each other.
Yeah,
we're like, bro, we're actually
because the last time we hear like one of our best sessions, like
Yeah,
in
honestly.
front of some people and like freestyle like a whole song and shit. They were like stuff, and it's like we're meant to do this. And they get here like don't care.
It was on me too. It
It was on you. Okay,
Nah,
shit.
stop.
77
This guy was snapping. Like, you were snapping, bro. I was like sitting there and I was like, damn, bro, I feel even worse because like you're just prospering in this moment.
It's like
Me and my brother back here are just like we're like, yo, this is the worst point of our fucking career.
I took a nap at one point.
This guy's gonna hate us.
Bro, this is what it is.
But that
This guy's
happened.
just like, I can move on if you guys want me to. Like, I can move.
We can do more beats.
We can do more beats. Like I am not gonna run out of juice. But if you guys feel as if
It's
your
like,
thirst is
babe,
quenched-
babe, it's okay if you can't get it up this time.
Nah, straight up. That's what
We
it
had
was
so
like.
much other good times, babe.
No, it was. No, honestly, okay, no, but for real,
This guy's stamina is crazy. I couldn't take it, yo. I had to run from the pause.
for real. I had to. No, but you know, there's even though some people will feel down and won't feel it. You guys, even if it wasn't like the day yesterday, the amount of times that you guys wanted to try some shit and were reluctant to leave just because you didn't want to end on that. Because I know so many people, if they weren't feeling it off the jump, they'd just be like, all right, it's done, cut, off, whatever. They won't even try.
That's pretty common.
So having so I think it's so important that even if you guys maybe like you'd be willing to wait for like the third or the fourth beat to try something. You know what I'm saying? If it got down to it, it honestly sounds so sad when you talk about it.
Sounds sad, but no, I agree with you though. Like in the sense of, and it's good to also know like when to stop. Like some people just know like, bro, I'm not feeling it right now. I'm gonna move. Like I'm not judging anyone for like wanting to stay. That doesn't mean they care more or less than
facts. No,
or less than me or him.
Yeah.
But like I think just like I know for us, like because we've had moments where like we've been like down in a session, so to speak.
Yeah.
But like we like came out on top. Pause. I don't know if that's a pause or not, but whatever. Came out on top like afterwards, like leaving like damn, I thought we were about to like cap, but like we ended up making something like super sick,
fire.
like last minute like shot clock shit.
Yeah.
You know?
When did you guys meet?
2000 and okay.
No, we don't gotta do that.
All right,
in
no,
high
because we went to
school,
the same high school, but
We
like,
became friends.
but, like, no, when I met this guy, like I hated him.
Like straight up, you actually hated him.
Yeah.
Why?
Cause I do what I want, sure. Yeah.
Nah, because he was so
Bro,
waste.
I was a
He
waste
was
man. I ain't
so
gonna lie.
waste.
But
I
like in
was
what
super-
sense? You were like,
like he was
In
like
the sense that, like, why
he
even
was-
talk about this
like,
right now?
like he was like Diggy Simmons. Like he was like
I was like Diggy
he
Simmons.
He like
I'm not gonna lie.
talent show at school.
Shout out Runtail, though.
Talent show at
Amazing
school. He
show.
wear like a leather jacket
oh yeah.
type shit, and then Shorty play acoustic.
Yo,
guitar
man,
and
you
all
had to
that
start
shit.
somewhere.
No, fair
It's
enough.
true. It's
But
true.
you guys went to the same high school.
Yeah,
Went to the same high school.
But then
Yeah.
how did you get over your hate for Jordan?
Our boy Keon, Martin Soul.
Shout out Martin Soul.
Yeah,
Super
he
talented.
started
Shout out.
producing. Then that's when I started really like taking like rapping seriously. So I was writing stuff. Then he sent the same beat, the first beat he made called Kick Ass. He sent it to Jordan too. Then he was doing his shit. Then like one time we're in the hallway and we both like did our verses to that beat.
Like and out loud, like you just played the beat
Yeah,
and you
in,
both
the, in the hallway right outside the cafeteria.
That's super fire.
That's like High School Musical.
Yeah, type shit. And like,
High School
and
Musical.
like this is the time of his like a whole rebrand shit. So like oh this guy's not bad after all. Whatever.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So that was like what, grade 11 or grade 12?
That's like grade 12 for me.
Grade
That's
12,
like when
so
I was
grade
leaving
11
high
for
school.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's when I was leaving high school. Then like that's how the whole Way Cool shit started.
So do you want to talk a little bit more about Way Cool?
All right, so so Way Cool started with like basically like that, but yeah. So we had a friend that was going like when like high schools go to like elementary schools or whatever,
Like feeder schools?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be like, oh yeah, this is their high school, whatever, and they're giving out stickers and shit stuff, and they had a sticker. My friend was like giving stickers to us before they went, and one of the stickers said "Way Cool" on it with like a truck on it, and Martin Soul was like, nah. we have to name ourselves Waco. It's so shit. Like, this name is so bad. Like, we have to, and I was like, you're completely right. And I was trying to get Jordan on board. Then he's like, no, that's the stupidest.
Bro,
Why are you doing
I have to find like the text messages on my old phone.
Bro, he
like,
was so mad.
Yeah, like I remember because he texted me like, yo, like our group name is gonna, I don't know what we said verbatim, but like he said, yeah, our group name is gonna be way cool. I'm like, yo, you're joking. Like
he was
that, I'm like, that
mad.
sounds so bad. I think I called you too.
You're like, bro, what?
I'm like, what? And then like after a couple days, I'm like, yo, honestly, it's so bad, it just might work. Like,
it does work. I like that.
Not people like we've never encountered someone that's like that's lame as fuck.
Of course.
And it's like even if it's lame, we're like, we know.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
That's the genesis right there.
And then you guys have been. How'd you like? What's your main passion? Rapping or songwriting?
Oh my god.
I know. Right now, I feel like someone put a gun to my like.
Yeah, if I put a gun to you and say,
dick,
"Tell me what,"
and it was.
and said, "Tell me what your favorite thing to do is."
Not favorite. I mean, no, right. If it was right now,
in this moment, it's
songwriting.
Yeah,
but I feel like I'm an artist first.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but like right now, I'm just focused on songwriting. Like that's like my main shit right now.
And do you guys always write together?
I mean, as of recent, like as like like that's. I feel like that's where we excel.
Okay.
Like where I lack, like
you guys know how to play off each other.
We feed off of each other really good because even when we like started to actually like get into we're actual I keep hitting this. We're actual like songwriters now. Like when we first started doing like our first like batch of like demos for people, like we didn't write together, but we made the songs together. So like I would like record something in my room, and I just send it to him like, yo, like just finish this. Just finish this off.
Then when we start getting into rooms together, we working off the same phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this needs this, and like this is the throwing the phone back and forth. And like, we find out like
it's weird, bro. Like I tell him like probably like every other session, I'm like, bro, I swear that we share a brain. Like
really,
it's the weirdest thing, bro. Like
that's fire though.
Yeah, that's awesome to have that with someone.
Yeah, no, it's
that's
really
great.
good. Like it's actually like.
Our last guest, or one of our 2 episodes before, we had T on, which is another producer that Nick worked closely with, and him and T have a very similar relationship.
Yeah, where like I don't play any instruments.
Yeah.
He's just like a multi-instrumentalist. And incredible at, he can be playing piano, playing one thing, and I'm like, nah, let's try something like this song, and he can just completely swap it up and something fresh, something new, and I'm just like, fuck, it works almost every time. Like
it's the best, man, because like it's like. You can just it's someone to just trust in, you know what I mean? Like whatever they're gonna do.
I don't need to like
go for.
Not necessarily watch over him.
Yeah.
But like when you get in the studio with someone new and you're kind of like, all right, let me see how they work.
Yeah, a little skeptical.
A little skeptical. With him, I'm just like, I know he's gonna do a good job. He's gonna kill it.
Yeah, honestly.
Sure.
That's what it is for us, man. Because even like, bro, like. And we'll tell each other something shit too.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
You guys are honest with each other.
Yeah,
you have to be.
So
you have to be.
Maybe too honest.
It's like, that's cap. Nah, but like with Jordan, he's the only person like on earth where, I mean, yes.
I don't know where this is going.
I don't want too much, but
on
but like,
earth, man. You heard it here on record, man.
Nah, but he's
Stop
like the
Atlanta.
person like he can write me a full song. Like he's the person like if he sends me a song, like and if I was an artist, I'd definitely like no question. I'd like he's like I trust him with the writing like 100%.
And vice versa. I'm not just saying that to say that, but like for real.
So what about songwriting? Like how do you like? First of all, what in your opinion makes a song well written, and how do you guys approach songwriting to like get to that point? Mm-hmm. Like what do you do?
I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about writing a good song, but I feel like it can't be corny, it can't be forced, and like I feel like the best songs aren't like too artificial. Like a lot of people force like concept or whatever, but I feel like the best songs are like just like work, just they flow.
They work with
the end,
definitely.
They work with what the
it ends
artist
up
is
being
doing.
like it ends up being the simplest idea that like ends up winning. I feel like most times, or like that's what ends up being like most appealing to people.
Yeah.
And like I think a big thing about like songs, like at least from like a songwriter's perspective, I feel like when people like become songwriters or they get into it, they're gonna start to see that like it's not even like, weirdly enough, it's not even about the words or like even what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's how you're saying it.
Yeah.
Like how the song is composed and
Yeah.
then how the song is performed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that makes a huge difference, because you could be saying something that's like maybe not crazy substantial, but like it's the way you perform it or present it.
Yeah.
Your rhetoric is what's gonna appeal to people. You know?
Off that same note, I was listening to "Single Again" by Big Sean yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And I think Ty Dolla $ign wrote it, if I'm not wrong. I didn't check the credits, but I can hear
Yeah.
him singing in the background.
Probably,
a bunch.
yeah. Probably a melody similar.
And it's the perfect song for Big Sean. And I say that because he doesn't do a lot of like straight singy stuff.
Yeah.
But the chorus is very, very singy. But he does it in his like half talking, half singing, half rapping
crooning,
voice.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it works so perfectly. And I listened to the song like 3 times in a row because I was like, damn, this is like perfectly made for Big
For that
Sean.
artist, yeah.
And the title "Single Again," if I heard that in a session, I'd be like, I don't know if I like that.
No,
I don't know if I
honestly.
like that very much. But like, it works so
It's
well.
catered, yeah.
And
For real.
like you said, it's not about what you're saying; it's how you're saying it,
Yeah,
and the
for
way
real.
he says everything in the song. I don't know. I
And
love it.
that's a big point too. Like the song being like catered
Mm-hmm.
to that artist. Like some artists, like
I can't
Have the
hear
right
that song
song.
being done with anyone else.
exactly when you hear certain artists like do it, and even like that's another thing that like we were even talking about the other day, about just artists themselves like performing well. Even if artists aren't like the strongest of writers, or even if they don't write a song at all,
Yeah.
like by them performing it in a way that like they just literally own the shit.
Yeah.
Like that makes a huge difference, and it's telling. You can tell when someone like, bro, like they own this track. We were saying like someone like Rihanna.
Or Cardi B.
Is that, or like
Exactly.
legit, even Cardi B.
I think Cardi
even,
B is like one of the best examples.
Yeah,
currently.
Cardi B.
for
We were
sure.
talking about Danny Lay the other day.
DANILEIGH.
Yeah, L-E-I-G-H.
Yeah.
We were saying like, yo, exactly. Let's just say those 3 artists, for example, like those are artists that like, yo, even if they never wrote a single word of what they sang, I'm not saying that they haven't.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if they never did, they're such good performers that I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And it wouldn't matter to me like who wrote it, because like whoever wrote it, like who knows if they can even perform it like this. Like they're such good performers.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like out there dancing, whatever shit. Like
Yeah.
how
Just
the song
crowd
is recorded
engagement
and
and all that
performed.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they performed the song very like well, like sonically, like not even like a live performance. Like it's just recorded
very
done.
well.
Like
I think that's a really big thing with Drake as well. Because
Yeah,
when
bro.
those Drake demos that Quentin Miller did leaked, I was
Yeah.
like, man, like, yeah, sure, like he maybe wrote some of these songs, but the way Drake performs it, it's not
Exactly.
even close.
It's like the intangibles, like
Definitely.
the way you control your voice, like which words and how you say them.
Yeah.
Like people like that experience, they have that, and like you can't really teach it.
you can.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of experience.
For real.
Yeah,
That's what makes like being an artist like so special, and it separates like the artist from being a songwriter, and how those are actually like 2 different lanes. Like not every songwriter can be an artist, and not every artist is a songwriter.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like own your craft.
Yeah, no, that's
simple as
a
that.
great.
It's
That's
like,
a really
it's
good
like,
point.
It's like movies. Like actors aren't usually the ones writing scripts,
Straight up.
Right.
but they're performing it, and it's how
Yeah.
they perform
Yeah.
it,
Exactly.
which makes a script. Because like a script can be amazing, but like if the actor or the actress doesn't
Doesn't
perform it
deliver it.
well,
Yeah.
no one cares about
Yeah.
the script.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that.
It's a really, that is a really, really good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
When you guys write songs and say bring them to an artist, or you do a demo in a session, do you guys ever get like demoitis, where like you like your version of the song better than the artist version?
Yeah, for sure.
So like, how do you get over that feeling?
You don't.
You just don't.
You
That's
just-
it.
You let it go, and you're just like,
You just accept
until
it for what
until
it
the
is.
new version sounds
Yeah.
normal to you.
Yeah, eventually, I'm definitely a believer in like, I mean, yeah, itis definitely does happen, especially sonically, but you do get used to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes even, I think one time we were talking about like when Uzi put out EXO Tour Life,
Yeah.
there was like the SoundCloud version,
And then
like the mastered version. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And like people were like, "Oh, I like the SoundCloud version."
like
But,
literally,
like,
yeah, because like
I got used to the master after. I'm like, okay, like
Yeah, like okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
like if anyone were to get those 2 songs like without hearing like the demo version, they think
Yeah.
we're crazy.
Yo.
Like, why do you think like
Yeah.
the unmastered version is better than the mastered version? But
The ZZ track, who did
The
it?
Kodak Black.
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Kodak, yeah.
And like he re-recorded Demon on God. But I love the like
and
shitty
bro,
version.
you can tell.
No, facts. But it's like, yo, if you didn't hear that shitty version,
It would sound fine.
you
It would
can
sound
find
fine.
it. But it's because
Exactly.
and the other thing is like, yo, how like we consume music because like we're like artists or producers or writers
For
like
sure.
ourselves. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
No one's done.
Yeah,
Yeah, some people probably didn't
For
even
real.
notice it was
yeah,
good.
definitely like a surface level like consumer, which isn't a bad thing at
No.
all. But like they probably wouldn't even like recognize the difference or care about the difference. But us, we're like,
Exactly.
yo, like
Exactly.
why did they do that?
There's so many things that I feel like I've put into like my productions, or I've like changed in the vocal.
Yeah.
That, like, my brother, who's my manager, would come in and be like, "Yo, why are you wasting time on this shit?
Literally.
No one's gonna fucking
No
hear it.
one's gonna
Like,
hear it.
no one's gonna hear this little
actually,
shit."
Yo, that's actually big facts. Yo.
Yeah.
But like, yo, it's good to care too. You know what I
I know.
mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
some
know.
little
It's
things,
true.
but it's like, bro, if it helps you sleep at night,
Yeah,
fam,
literally,
like,
That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's
because
just my OCD.
Because that song's gonna be out forever, and you're gonna
Exactly.
hear it. Like,
Legit,
I
bro.
should have
A lot.
added that little
like 10
dominant
years from now,
chord.
you're just like,
Yeah.
the shit does great, but you're just so cheese because you're like, yo, it's not. This is.
Too much low end.
And you're there trying to show, man, you guys should have heard.
You could have heard the original. Yeah.
Play the original. They're like,
What?
Don't hear the difference, bro.
When you guys are in a session with an artist, how do you put like so on the terms of like demoitis? How do you kind of like what's the method to try to structure them in the same way that you've performed it? Like if they don't do it the same way, how do you work with them in that sense to kind of get it? Do you like how do you blend their vision with your vision?
I mean,
Can't force that.
at first you would hope they would perform it the same way you did, because we're artists first.
Yeah.
So it's like when we do like demos, like
we perform them.
yeah, we like perform them, like we do like, oh yeah, this melody, this and that, like this is how we want them to sing it.
Right.
But like you would hope so, but then like if you like we've had sessions with like artists where it's like, well, if they're not gonna perform it like that, well, let's try to like mold it to something they're more comfortable with or work for them.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, but
Yeah.
you can't really force it upon them if they don't want to perform the same way.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
What like when you're performing, like when you're doing your demos, do you let me backtrack. What's the difference when you're doing demos if you're writing for someone or versus just writing a general, like in general? Like is there a big difference there or
I wouldn't say like a huge difference, but I feel like we keep it in mind where it's like they wouldn't sing this like that.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're writing it, you're like, this would be different for them. Maybe like if they heard this, they would want to sing it like this,
Right.
Because they don't have a song like this,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you either
Offer
make
them something
you either make it like something completely in their lane,
Yes.
or something like out of their lane, which like
That they fuck with.
yeah, because a lot of the times the artist gets a song where it's like they're just super intrigued. It's like I don't have a song like this,
Yeah.
maybe I could
yeah, or it's like or some artists are like, oh, like this sounds like me, like this
Yeah.
this will work for me type thing.
Yeah, it really depends
I
on
feel
that.
like if more people like I feel like people are cautious a lot when pitching to people. They're like, okay, let's make something that's for them.
Yeah.
We have a better chance at landing it
Yeah,
with them.
most of the time, yeah.
But in reality, that artist is probably looking for the next
Yeah,
cool
exactly.
thing. And
For
if
real.
more people took that chance, music would probably
Yeah,
be
exactly.
evolving a little bit
Yeah.
faster. But you know, I think people shouldn't be scared
It's just safety.
to
Yeah,
pitch stuff to
definitely.
people that they think is cool. That's not necessarily for the artist
Yeah.
perfectly.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that's pop music. 'Cause pop music is turned into just what's popular, like popular
Yeah.
music.
Straight up.
And I feel like when the trends change,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, now it's like everyone wants like a trap song, like Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
who would have thought like Ariana Grande,
Yeah.
her whole album be trap music?
Dude, I hear that "Break Up with Your Girlfriend" song.
Yeah.
That beat is so fire.
Bro.
Yeah, facts.
She's,
And it's
she's
mixed.
amazing, by the way.
And- yo,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
She's
yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
She's super fire.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's true.
like-
Like that's.
But yeah, I would have never thought that.
Like
Yeah.
in high school, that Ariana Grande would putting out a trap
Yeah, bro.
album or something.
I would have never imagined that. But her music has still been good. But even the evolution to what it's become to even having trap elements in it,
Yeah.
even though she's an amazing singer, like in general, but like that's crazy, bro. But that's what pop is, man. Like,
Taking her and Drake came from kids shows.
bro,
And now
that's
they're doing this.
that's actually
That's
insane.
crazy.
But like, it's impressive progression too. You know what I mean? I'd rather see them grow into like something and trying new things
Than just,
just staying.
Bijan and I were talking about this yesterday, that like, you know, he was playing me a couple beats that would be cool for certain artists, but you couldn't just send it to them in a pack. You have to be in the room with them and kind of explain to them, yo, this is why you should try this. And this is kind of different for you and cool for you.
I'm assuming the same thing goes for like songwriting.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you can win.
You got to sell it a little bit.
We always talk about how like, bro, like, because we'll have songs with like artists in mind, right? But we're like, man, like, we know if we were in the room with them, we could sell this way easier. Yeah. Because like sometimes like some people consume things like differently. Yeah. But like we know like a lot of times like for an artist, just being artists ourselves, like we know that we want to have the liberty of creating something. So if someone gives us something, it doesn't feel as genuine, even though the intentions may be genuine.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah, to be in the room with the artist so we can actually like, yo, here's a product, explain it with them, and then build it with them versus like we're giving them a product and they're just buying it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's why I think it's so important still to have that face-to-face personal interaction versus like, everyone's like, you can just email it now and I don't need to travel, I can just email. But like being there with the person, we both know, everyone here knows. It makes a huge difference.
Big difference, man. And some people work the other way. You know, some people just want some email, they don't want to interact with people. But I feel like 9 times out of 10,
you gotta be
embracing.
When you're writing a song just in general, how do you keep it like open for everyone but not generic?
I feel like
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is, bro. Like it's like literally like you're trying to make something that's like. I guess like the message is universal,
right?
You know what I mean?
Because like some tricks you do is to keep like pronouns out. Like you don't want to say like
he or she,
her.
Yeah.
I mean that's sometimes like a little trick, or like or something just so relatable like that could touch a lot of bases. Like a song about breakfast. Everyone knows what breakfast is.
Breakfast. Using a lot of like innuendos.
Yeah.
So like literally just picking like random like inanimate objects and making like a song out of that, which has like some sort of like metaphoric meaning behind it.
But everyone like for some reason those things seem to like everyone loves those kind of
I don't know, I love that shit. Every time I hear like something like that, I'm like, bro, I wish I wrote that.
You're not gonna as a songwriter, you're not gonna write a song about like something specific like your high school and like, oh, this artist is gonna
rap about like Brock University kinesiology department.
Whatever that. But like making sure like everyone can like relate to it.
That'd be super weird.
For the record, Spotify user, Jordan is wearing a Brock University kinesiology.
For 1 second, I thought he was tripping for a second. I was like, oh shit, did he just get mad?
No, Jordan never gets mad.
No, I'm blessed.
No, that's cool though, bro. This guy keeps bringing up last night. I'm dead. No, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
What gives you inspiration when you're writing songs?
Anything. I feel like
I know it sounds so generic.
No, but I feel like literally the most like significant currency in music is inspiration, and like when you're inspired, you can't lose. Because like you can be inspired by anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Like what?
That was like very.
So say I don't know. Currency sounded nasty. Like I don't know. Yeah, but like I feel like if you're in the mindset where like you see a coffee mug and you're like, whoa, I can make a sick song out of that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can't lose. But I feel like, when you're in the moments where you're trying to like reach for something and trying to reach for a song concept or whatever, you're just like, I feel like you're gonna lose.
I had a moment of clarity a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I realized kind of what inspiration is, and like that it's not necessarily like, you know, I go on walks through the forest to find inspiration. Yeah. It's not necessarily like that. Like you could be sitting on the couch and all of a sudden you can realize something that you could do differently, and then that inspires you to go try something different, you know. And I was always, my whole life, people are like, oh, go find inspiration, go for a drive, go for a walk, go get a coffee to get inspiration. And I'm like, how the fuck is that giving me inspiration? Like honestly, walking down the street, and then I'm trying to force the inspiration. I'm walking down the street and I'm looking at signs, I'm looking at cars, I'm looking at whatever, this woman's purse. I'm looking at this guy's hat, trying to find inspiration in in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You end up robbing her, then it's
Yeah,
like,
And then,
I found
was eyeing up
You're like, yo,
Right here.
how did I get this
No,
Nintendo
sick.
Switch? And then you just keep on playing it. You're like, I'm having so much fun. And you're like, I stole this.
I feel
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
No,
you,
you're
like
right.
you end up
That's
looking
forcing
for it,
it.
and then it's just
Yeah.
like it ends up just being like, shit, I can do that kick differently.
For
Or I
real.
can,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
bro.
so simple like that.
I agree, man. Like, I feel like it's just like, yeah, inspiration is so ambiguous, man. Like, it can, like you said, it can literally like come from anything. But yeah, even doing things as simple as like, it works for some people, bro. Go
Yeah,
on,
for sure,
Go
for
on a
sure.
walk, look at the window,
Clears their
'Cause, like,
head.
It's probably like times, I don't know what happens to me. I don't know about you guys, but like, you'll actually like be out somewhere and then you see something like, yo, I knew I had to come here because then it made me think of this. Like,
Yeah,
when you're
yeah,
back and like
yeah.
looking at the product, like, damn, bro, if I didn't go and da-da-da-da, then I would have never
Yeah.
da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know?
Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
Bro, I just made a beat right there for
For
you.
real.
Hey,
I told you this.
inspiration, man, on the set too.
Come on, man.
Do you guys both have jobs besides songwriting?
What?
Yeah, I mean, no,
Are you
what?
s-
Full time, what? So much
you-
placements.
Yeah, are you serious?
Money. Whoa, right?
Bro, man.
That's crazy.
LA? What did you say? You live in LA?
I work at Walmart.
Nah, man. I work for the city of Brampton, man.
Shout out City of Branson, shout out Walmart.
Yo, hopefully we can put like this podcast in like a time capsule. And next time we check
Well,
back.
it's on the internet, so
Oh,
on your
shit.
phone.
Internet,
The
an
biggest
internet
time
capsule.
ever.
Anyways, man, what I'm trying to say is when we come back to this podcast, if you
Yeah.
guys will ever welcome us back,
Of course.
we can be like, yo, man, we mad rich.
Like, remember, like,
Crazy shit.
Remember the time you guys put us on the podcast when we had nothing going for us and we actually have no place with anything.
Remember when I was wearing the Brock sword, man? I'm wearing Balenciaga now, man. Shit.
On the set.
But I got the Brock shirt right underneath, man. I'll never
Stay
forget
humble,
my
stay
roots.
humble.
Stay humble. I'll never forget where I came from. I ain't never switched, man. I got this new accent, but I ain't never switched, man.
Do you guys have jobs?
We do this full time.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, one thing we talk about
Jesus Christ.
almost every episode, every time we have a guest on, is that work-life balance,
Yeah.
and that you're
Oh,
able to do this,
man.
and that people complain, yo, I got a job, I have no time to be doing music.
Yo, when people say that shit, bro, I remember when I was in university, I was working part time at a university.
You were working at the university?
No.
Oh,
no,
and
no.
at
I was working
university.
part time at Walmart.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And I had a full course load, and in January, remember that time I had
When you're snapping with,
I did 30 songs in that time, like in 1 month.
Yeah,
And so when anyone tells me, oh, I'm like, you can find time.
For real. It's all, yo, it's
There's
all relative.
there's sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, you can I sacrifice fucking.
You gotta sacrifice
sleep and
friends
shit,
and
all
sleep.
that shit. But like, you can do it. Like
For real.
you
Easier
can
said
find
than
time
done.
at Anything. I know. Like people like it fucks with people's messes with people's like heads, like thinking like. But they're just not willing to sacrifice some shit. That sounds some like Gary V shit. But like seriously though.
And same with you, Sean?
Yeah, exact same thing. Like, I mean, it's a lot easier said than done, but it is your mindset. You know what I mean? Like, if you put yourself in the mood or the mindset to do something, like, you're gonna do it. Because even like us doing stuff, like showing up for a podcast or like going to sessions and stuff, like, yo, we'll put off like work to like
Yeah.
come do this stuff because like this is a lot more liberating and we're working towards a way bigger picture because we know
course.
eventually like we're gonna be on that side of the couch where we can not have to. I'm not trying to say that like
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
we're gonna
you,
take
I
over
got
the
you.
show. You know what I'm saying?
Not like that. Not like that.
Yes, sir.
It's the real. Nah, I'm joking. But like, what's it called? Nah, I mean like, yo, where you guys don't have to rely on working like part-time jobs anymore. You know, like we
Yeah.
want to be in a position, obviously like that, and then some. I know everyone's still like their career is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
growing or budding.
Facts.
But yeah, just knowing what you want out of this life, and then just doing whatever it takes to actually get it. Cause like, yo, we lose sleep over like doing this shit, but like, yo, we don't care because like I'd rather go tired, fucking capping at a session,
Right.
than be at work.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, at least like I know that like I'm doing my due diligence by like showing up to the fucking session, working, showing at least who I'm working with that like, yo, I'm serious about what I'm doing. I'm still trying, even if we're fucking capping, and we're ready to book the next session.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, she still wants. And we're ready to like book the next session out and move forward because like we know this helps us. So like hopefully like, yo, we can look back a year from now and be like, damn, bro, like we don't gotta work these part-time jobs
Yeah.
anymore. We
Yeah.
da-da-da-da.
That's fire. No,
'cause
that,
of that,
for
you know?
sure.
It's super easy to say these things, and
Yeah.
you guys are actually doing them.
Yeah, for real.
So you know,
It's
I
impressive.
have met a lot of people who are like, yeah, man, you know, I got a part-time job, but I'm doing schooling online on the weekends, and I'm writing music here, and I'm also doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, fuck, you can't be doing all that
Yeah,
shit. Now
yo,
you're just talking.
Not for real. My dad told me before, and like that. This is when like it really just clicked with me. And it's like a common saying, but it's like, yeah, you can be a jack of all trades, but you'll be a master of none.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
remember the day he said that to me. I was like, fuck, bro. Like I really gotta figure out like what I actually want out of this life and go for it. Because even now, like 2019, like I said, the last quarter of 2019 is when we really went OD with like songwriting. And actually, like we're in place or starting on placements there. I hope so. We're in sessions like regularly and weekly.
Yeah.
Versus like 2018, like that wasn't what was happening. Like I was still in school. I was just like working. I've been making music sometimes, you know, like trying shit. But like now, like I'm like, bro, I don't care what the fuck it takes, bro. I've recorded music at work.
Yeah.
Before, like when I'm done work, I like close the building and I have my fucking like USB mic there.
That's
I'm like, yo,
fucking
fuck
fire.
it, bro. Like
That's sick.
And
That's fine.
It is what it is. Yeah,
car
bro.
sessions.
and
Car
yo,
session.
That's
recorded my
dope.
car. Like, I do the shit. I literally, bro, up to like fucking last week, I recorded in the car. One demo that we did recently, I did the hook in the fucking car.
I love that.
Cause yo, it's like if you know that you want the shit,
Yeah.
you can't care what. It doesn't matter what the fuck you have to do to get it, bro. Like if you actually want that, bro, you're gonna make it happen. And I know, like I'm excited to tell the story from when like I actually like start accomplishing things that I
sure.
want to. You know, like
The realization I had was, if you're lying about working a lot, and if you're lying about doing all these things,
Yeah.
you're only lying to yourself. No one else
Yo,
gives a fuck.
straight up.
You're lying to yourself, and you're gonna just end up disappointing yourself.
People that go to LA, people
You know
that go
what
to
I mean?
LA, and they be posting them pictures on LA, talking
Yeah,
about,
bro.
"Ooh, I'm working,
Yeah.
bro.
They
You just got an Airbnb and you're just sleeping there.
nah, straight up, bro. Like
That's it.
Yeah.
I do that.
nah, but for real. But you're so right, bro. You're only lying to yourself, and like everything is telling. Like everything will show.
Yeah.
Eventually, or not show at all.
Exactly, exactly.
Eventually, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Facts.
cause like even like me recording in my car or recording at work or like doing whatever shit, fucking spending bare gas money, like losing sleep,
Yeah.
bro. To other people, none of that's gonna matter. Even me sharing that, like it might like help somebody else, which is good. But like in the grand scheme, like that doesn't matter because what they're gonna know about my story is like what's gonna be most publicized, which is gonna be the music itself.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, there's no point in me fucking lying about what I'm doing.
Exactly.
No one's gonna see.
Yeah, because like, bro, you're lying to yourself and nobody cares. So that's like even worse.
That's like
Yeah.
a double.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, don't like, just do the fucking work.
Yeah, just do the work.
Put your head down and
Simple
work.
as that. Yeah, put your head down and head forward. Like,
Did you
simple
guys
as that.
have any sort of music education at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was classically trained piano.
Oh, fuck.
Then
Fuck, man.
Fuck, mate.
then like I took music class like all through high school and shit, and like I was in band and all that.
All that jazz.
All
Damn.
of that, you know what I'm saying? But like that's about it. I never took it like university or anything.
You're still classically trained, though.
Oh, wow.
That's
I
crazy.
lost. Trust me, I lost all of that. I lost everything enough to produce music. So like, I'm super slow,
Yeah.
but like enough to produce. I can.
For
but,
real.
like,
I just played the alto sax, man, from grade 6 to grade 12. That's it. But like, I'm cheesed because like I wish I knew that I wanted to like.
yeah, I feel you.
If I knew before, I would have did it. But like, yeah, I wish I knew that I wanted to do music like for real, because like now that playing sax, not that it didn't help me like now, because like now at least I know how to like read sheet music.
At least you have some sort
Yeah,
of theory.
you know what I mean.
You know?
Exactly. I know enough theory to like carry me through to like do stuff. Like definitely I need to like learn, or I'm learning like more. But I wish that I fucking like knew that I wanted to do this shit for real, because then I wouldn't be like doing theory and like saying like, bro, I would never need this. This is so fucking dumb and boring. And
I used to say the same shit. in
yeah,
music
like
class.
now my dumbass is just sitting here and they're fucking saying like, oh yeah, see my name. I'm just like,
Sack.
Yeah.
3 flats.
Put it in the key where I can just touch the white keys.
Yeah.
Nah, straight up.
That's literally my.
Nah,
my
dead ass.
minor, C
Nah,
major.
for real. But it wasn't until like I started, it clicked on me that like, damn, I really need to pay attention and like actually do the educations.
Yeah.
When like I started using autotune, that's when I was like, wow, bro, like you're actually tuning your voice, so you need to know the key of things.
Yeah.
Because remember before when I started using autotune, I didn't even push
God,
the key,
bro,
we ain't gotta go all that in depth.
We good.
But like, yeah, like I didn't. Bro, I was just so ignorant. I didn't realize that like what the actual like tool was used for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and you got to still attempt to actually like sing on key
Yeah.
and know what key you're in.
Yeah.
Before I didn't know that. Now I'm like, holy fucking shit! Like, wow, like this stuff matters.
Yeah.
So like when I'm doing a song, like I'll find the key.
Yeah, of
And,
course.
like, you know, like simple stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah, it's an advantage.
You guys do a lot of songwriting with other people, though, right? Like DC, we just had DCF.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
were with DCF.
Yeah, we just met him.
Davey.
Shout out to him, bro.
Shout out DCF.
Super
one
sick.
time.
We're supposed to link with him again next week.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
good.
yeah, him, another guy. You probably know Crystal Rocca.
Have you ever heard Chris
Oh,
Rock?
I've heard the name.
Yeah,
I've heard
Really
the name.
nice
He
guy.
works with. He works
Oh,
with Dave, that's what I was
beautiful
saying.
man.
Really
Yeah,
beautiful.
Nah,
very
like
nice,
bro.
man.
We met once very
real.
recently, a couple weeks ago. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
No, he's sick. He's one of those guys that like, yo, you meet him and like, just off of like being with him for 5 minutes, like you want to see the guy win.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, literally.
Fire.
as simple as
It's
that.
Love that.
I like ever since
Yeah.
we met him, that's when like everything's been
For
taken
real,
off.
and that was
songwriting-wise.
October.
I mean, yeah, we met him like
October 2019. Yeah.
yeah, and we met him like third hand type thing. It wasn't like you meet up with him like he was in the session we were at.
Yeah.
Then we linked with him outside the session at his crib. Then we met like weekly.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. It went off of like, he was like literally the key person. Like, it feels like he's a key person in our like careers.
Yeah.
Like sorry, I hate this shit. I'm sorry, bro.
I keep hitting it.
From like from the point that we met him to like going forward, as like bro, like now we're actually like writing song, like we're songwriters.
Yeah.
Like for real, cause like when we met him off of like we had like a meeting like over at SoCan. And then we got invited out to like go to Soho House to like watch a show. And then the next day we went to like another show. And then we just like went out with these guys. And then they're like, oh yeah, we should have a session. We're like, yeah, for sure. And then we go to a session and it's probably from the bin outside.
Nah, that was definitely inside.
Okay.
Little Big Bang.
Yeah. Then we end up at like that session, and then we meet Chris, who's just there like by chance.
Yeah.
And then we end up just connecting with Chris like every single week
Fire.
since then.
Fire.
You know?
That always happens. Like if you didn't go to that meeting at
Yeah,
SoCan,
bro,
you
it
wouldn't
was-
have gone to Soho
legit.
House. You wouldn't have met your boy. You wouldn't have met Chris.
Straight up. It was really one of those things that was like, I love it because like it's a cool story to like look back on,
Yeah.
and like it's happening now. You know what I mean? Because there's so many times where you meet someone in a session and like nothing amounts from it.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
true.
mean? But this guy's throwing a little bit of eyes.
It's talking about us, huh? Talking about last night, huh?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, after last night, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last time that we fucking see you guys.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
like,
that's why he was late. He just wanted me to do the podcast.
Yeah.
He didn't want-
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Probably-
come.
Probably still at home just like texting Nick, like, yo, honestly, fam, like,
this is all you
I
today.
I texted him and said tap out.
for real.
Hey.
That's why when I came in and I came in here and I offered Nick a Timbit, he's like, I'm not fucking taking a Timbit from you guys.
And that's a bar too, because my name Tapo, so I was like, I tap out, tap out. And I was like, yeah, man, it's on the set. You know what I'm saying?
That's a crazy anecdote.
For real.
Oh, like antidote?
Don't you open
I'm
up
not
that
gonna.
window?
You don't understand. This whole time, like they're gonna realize I've been like smiling the whole time, like trying to like not talk a lot, because like in my mind I'm like I'm gonna say some fucking some fuck shit, and you saying that song, you know what can come from that. You saying that song, so I'm gonna just
We're not gonna do that.
We're just gonna wrap it
next
up. Next
topic. Oh,
said next song.
Who says that? Wrap it up then.
All right, wrap. Who says that one?
Is it-
Oh, it was Quavo.
Is it Quavo?
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
wrap it up
then.
then.
Wrap it up then.
Yeah, it
I've
was at the
never
Joe
heard
Budden
that.
Yeah,
thing.
Joe
No,
Budden.
they were. It was Grammys. It was one of the.
BT Awards.
Okay, it was one of the. Yeah. It was one of the
Yeah.
BET Awards. And Joe,
And he when
For
he walks
context.
up.
Yeah, when the Migos
He's
sitting
like,
there with like all of Everyday Struggle.
and Academics was like,
It was-
"You guys
they
are my
had-
favorite band." And Joe Budden was like, "What?" And he just tosses his mic. And then, no. 'Cause
No,
like,
it was
Joe Budden
it was,
first.
It was a takeoff thing. It's
No,
like-
yeah,
but
but
Takeoff couldn't hear what Academics was saying.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say this wrong because it's so perfect. You just have to watch it.
Yeah. No.
I've
They've
seen
seen
it.
it. Everyone's seen it.
What do you mean
it
on
was
Let Out Bad and Bougie?
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
bad. It's
What do you mean
not-
by that, bad?
Yo, and his chains start clinging and shit. Like, do it,
Academics like, huh?
do it. Look like I was left out bad and boots. That's first of all, that's such a hard flex. Gonna take off for that. He's like, yo,
Look
do it. Look like I was left out.
Do a little Let Out Bad and Bougie. And then Biden was like, let's wrap it up. And Quay was like, wrap it up, Dan.
Wrap it up, man. Fuck.
Yeah, so let's wrap this up then. Anyways, Nick, do you have any more questions for
Damn.
I feel like we just laughed for a straight hour.
Yeah,
That was great.
I mean, if you have any, okay, so say you were to give yourselves tips when you first started songwriting, and I guess that would go for any young songwriters listening to this, what would you tell them
Damn.
as a last thing?
Oh,
Yo, the first thing I would
don't do this shit, man.
Yo, I have to get it off my chest, man. It's been on my chest the whole time. I would listen to Body by Loud Luxury,
Yeah. She want Don in the six.
and I would emulate every single element of how that song was composed.
Yeah.
These are for the
Top
Canadian
to
songwriters.
bottom.
That song is going down in Canadian history.
Wow.
One of the greatest songs about. No joke, bro. On the way,
We listen to that on the way here. Yo, that song is like one of the songs that's on
Bro,
the radio.
like,
Like
it's
you don't
literally-
change the radio when that
I'm
song
not
goes
even,
on. You're
yo,
like,
this is we're not even trying to
Yo,
fucking,
nah, just see-
not even trying to gas you. It's
Yo,
like, bro,
nah,
how do
see-
we fucking bring this?
Oh fuck!
you say
You guys are too fucking
Literally
funny.
yesterday, no, swear to God.
nah.
Literally yesterday, these guys were like, Body is one of the best Canadian pop songs.
Bro, that
Bro,
sounds so
yeah, like, bro, I'm not just saying that because you hear it, but I'm definitely saying that.
I mean, like,
especially because you hear it.
I mean,
appreciate
like
you guys.
songwriting wise,
It's
but
yeah.
the melodies and the
But-
flows,
exactly.
are
But it
like,
goes to show, like, our whole point of talking about, like, bro, it's not even like what you're saying; it's how you're saying it.
Bro, that
like the
shit's
way
so
that song's composed and
You know,
performed.
Nick wrote that song.
No, I didn't write the song.
I was like, I didn't say nothing. That was all him. Nah, but like, yo, genuinely, like, we fucking love that song.
Yeah.
we were talking about how
Thank
it's like, yo, it's like that song that like, yo, someone said it and you're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, and then you heard it, it's like, bro, I fucking love this song.
Yeah.
Bijan's got an alternate version to it that he always sings every time it's on.
No, I just think that in the breakdown part that it's saying Homer Simpson. Like if you listen
Homer.
for
Like,
if you listen to the song and you like listen to like if you try to hear those words, you'll not be able to unhear it.
I don't want to hear it now because I'm so good with it.
That's all I
Next time you hear it, it's gonna.
But yeah, in all seriousness, like we were saying, if you're ready to tell our younger selves or songwriters out there, yeah, don't do this shit. All right, and that straight but like no, I feel like no, but honestly, to start, if you're not an artist beforehand, because like we were just making music, so like we got the grasp of like songwriting for ourselves, whenever, and we have a lot of songs under our belts. But like, you just want to get reps up, like it's the gym or something. So like, think of an artist and like try to write a song for them, like in your room, whatever. Try to do that and just keep doing it, type thing. Like just stack up.
That's a good.
Yeah.
It's good to like think about if you're gonna write for an artist and do like 10 songs for them.
Yeah, like try some shit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that exactly. All I would say was like, don't overthink. I mean, that's for anyone creating anything. Just don't overthink what you're doing. Yeah. A simple idea can go like a super like long way.
I mean, yeah, that we should use that for us, because like when we write, we're super like
super bars.
we're super witty, because like we're rappers.
Yeah.
So like we like try to like get that. Oh, what's that tagline? Like what? Okay,
That
how do we
Instagram
make this a double entendre? Like how does this
Yeah.
go? So like very like, and sometimes we trip over that and like very focused on that. But a lot of the time it's like the most effective like writing. It doesn't have to be super complex, even though we trip
For
over
real,
that. But like,
definitely. That's what writing pop teaches you, man. Like all those like trying to be like barry and like OD witty, like that's not even it. Like 10 times out of 11.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like it's just like, bro, saying things.
So like
that,
there is one time where that.
yeah, there's the one time where it's like, this is most definitely a bar.
Yeah.
But all the other times, it's like you're behind bars if you keep on thinking that that's it.
and that's a bar right there.
And
for
that's
y'all
a bar right there.
fuckings.
But no, yeah, it's like simplicity, like don't overthink anything. And I mean, it's hard to tell people how to create, but I would just say like, don't. I'm trying to word this properly. There's gonna be a lot of like false hope
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
And,
a good.
yeah.
That's a good piece of information.
Exactly, and don't be intimidated by that. Just because, like, and I say it all the time, like, yo, every no that you get closer to it. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like especially in the position we're in, we're like outside looking in, but kind of a foot in. Like
we're like a toe in.
Yeah, no like placements or anything. So like a lot of it is like, oh, this person likes this song.
Straight up.
This person might cut this song. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you learn not to like jump, like, because there's a lot of pump fakes. So like you learn not to jump. So many. And that's a bar too.
Definitely. Like know your words, know your potential, and
for sure.
Feed off of that potential. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not like, because like I said, there's gonna be so many like false promises. Like, don't OD, like, get your hopes up, but definitely don't be intimidated to, like, keep going forward because, yo, you never know what anything amounts to until it actually happens. Like, I'm sure for you guys, like, even with, like, I'm not, like, even with Body or even with, like, Ric Flair Jip or anything, like, obviously those amounted to become, like, huge songs, but I'm sure, like, in the moment, like, bro, you probably didn't even know that.
Yeah.
No.
You
know what I mean?
100%.
And
no one knows it.
Exactly, and it could have been a point in time where, like,
people talk shit and they're like, yo, I know, I can hear a hit. Bullshit. No one fucking knows what a hit sounds like.
No one genuinely knows, and because especially like with popular music, it's ever changing.
Yeah.
But like when it happens, then you're like, damn, like it's gonna be sick to like see what it amounts to, or it continues to amount to, and like be able to look back, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know. That's what it is.
At the end of the day, you never know.
At the end of the day, slash.
You never know.
Say slash. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Episode 20 wrapped.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys again, Kyle, Jordan, for coming on.
Yes,
I think there was
thank you so
a lot
much.
of great gems dropped today, and it's going to help a lot of the songwriters and the young people that watch this video and hear the podcast. So thank you very much for coming, as usual. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. Sub anyways, because these guys are just too likable. Go follow them on their socials. What's the socials? Plug the socials right now.
Real Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
At the real Donald Trump. That's Kyle. Jordan, what's yours?
At Tiana Trump.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Off top. Don't follow me, man. I'm
just gonna put his.
We'll just put in the
on the thumbnail.
We'll put it on the thumbnail. That's gonna be the whole thumbnail, just the Instagrams. And a little a thumbnail from Tiana Trump.
Hey, man.
Hey, that's dangerous now.
You see it? About to blow up.
Thank you for tuning in. Episode 20. We'll see you guys next week for episode 21.
Later.